After fitting the hydraulic nut and tightened it up, next stage is we need to fit the rocker arm assembly in place. So before fitting the rocker arm assembly, we need to blow the area with air so that any dirt impurities will be out. So first thing is you need to fit the yoke on both the exhaust and inlet side of cylinder head. So again check for the mating surface, check inside whether there is any dirt. So just both the yoke should sit over the valve head. So next thing is we need to fit the rocker arm assembly. So before fitting the rocker arm assembly, we need to clean the push rod fitting area. We need to fit the push rod. So as I said earlier, before removing we put a marking for the push rod, which side, like whether it is taken from the aft side or forward side, whatever. So according to the marking we have to fit back in place. So clean the rocker arm before clean the push rod before we fit in place. So once it is done, we have to fit in place. So next thing is we have to fit the rocker arm. Just blow air and all the lube oil passage and all the groove area. So now it is ready to fix the rocker arm assembly. This rocker arm assembly is very heavy, so again for lifting any heavy equipments, use chain block, and this chain block should be in a good condition. That is the criteria. Again clean the rocker arm seat area properly, remove any dirts, any carbon, whatever, just clean it. So ensure it is properly free of any kind of dirt or impurities. Just blow air in all the packets so that we ensure there is no more any minor impurities left over. So now we are going to fit the rocker arm assembly in place. So slowly you have to lower the rocker arm assembly. We have 4 bolts which holds the rocker arm assembly, and as I say every time, all the bolts should be properly greased with moly coat, copper slip, or whatever. So now we are going to lower the rocker arm. This rocker arm assembly should be properly seated face to face. If not, it don't do it function properly. That means it has to sit on the surface evenly. If it is not seated on the surface evenly, then we need to do something for making it to sit properly. Now one side of the rocker arm should be seated over the push rod. So you can see it's over the push rod, and you can see the seat is not properly seated along with the surface. So now what we need to do? So what we need to do is, we cannot hammer it or we cannot forcefully tighten it. All we need to do is, you have to turn the turning gear. You have to turn the flywheel so that once the cam position is in place, once the cam position is in place, the rocker arm will sit by itself on its surface. Now I am turning the flywheel. You can see here, you can see the flywheel is being turned. It's being turned. So while turning, when the camshaft position comes, the seat will properly sit on its surface. Now you can see here, it is slowly coming to its surface. It is matching to its surface. So yeah, almost it is seated. Yes, so we are almost done. So this is the way, if your rocker arm assembly is not sitting properly, just turn the turning gear, turn the flywheel, so that once the position reaches the turn, the rocker arm assembly will sit properly on its place. Never try to forcefully tighten the rocker arm assembly. So see, it's already in place. Now you can do the tightening. You can fit back the nut and you can do the tightening. Okay, so now the rocker arm is in place perfectly. So next thing, we need to fix the nut. Okay, so again, nut properly, it should be fixed in place, all the 4 nuts. So once all the 4 nuts are tightened, this rocker arm assembly has a tightening torque. You cannot give tight by hammering or something. You have to use torque wrench and use proper torque tightening procedure. Use the proper value of torque which is given in your maker's manual. So almost we are done. Only thing is we need to be little bit careful in fitting back the nut, because sometimes the nut slips and it may fall down. Okay, on the other side we are fitting the cooling water pipe. That job is going parallelly, and fixing up of exhaust gas pipe and inlet gas pipe will be also done parallelly. I don't want to focus much on that because there is nothing much to say on it. Just you have to fit flange to flange, change the gasket and change the cooling water pipe. And for the exhaust gas pipe also same, just change the gasket and finish it off. So this is torque wrench for tightening the rocker arm assembly nut, and this is a special kind of tool for tightening. And be careful with the tools, don't miss it. And once you miss it, it will be really very hard to find this kind of tool outside, because these tools are supplied by makers. So again, you have to tighten the rocker arm assembly in a diagonal way. So all we need to do is we have to tighten it in a diagonal way properly. So use the proper torque wrench, everything should be done in a very nice way. So this is the procedure that we need to follow for installing the rocker arm assembly in place and tighten the rocker arm nut as per the manual maker's recommended way. Okay, that's all. We are done with our job. So next thing is we need to go for fit up of our fuel injector. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting, guys. Thank you.